Me. Hello. Yeah, I was not like tuning in and getting ready. We were super ready for AICon USA 2025, reporting from Seattle, Washington. I almost said Orlando, Florida, but that's another conference from the same amigos at TechWell. Welcome back to this first official day of the conference. We just had a small pause because we have to eat and rest a little bit, enjoy lunch. And now we are ready to continue with the interviews with awesome thought leaders, presenters, and even exhibitors that all in one. We have a special one today. So with us is our amiga Emma Pyne.
Yes.
Did I say it well? Yeah, I was asking. Any questions about the writing of the name? It's here on the screen. I can almost touch it. There it is. So, Emma, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, and very happy to have you here.
Yeah, likewise. I'm happy to be here at TechWell's conference for AICon and in Seattle, and really excited for this interview.
For this first conference, first talk, first interview, first...
So not my first conference. I was at Star West back in September, but this is my first time speaking at a conference. So I'm super excited for my speech tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna be finding out a little bit more about that. But before we get into all that business, Emma, would you mind sharing with the audience who are you, what do you do, why are you here, what makes you special?
Yeah, so I'm located out of Philadelphia, and I'm with EPAM Test.io. So I'm on the business development side with them, and I've been at EPAM I just hit 3 years. So
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm in business development, like I mentioned, and I'm here just to get the opportunity to speak and to share my thoughts on AI, and I'm super excited for how it ties back into my role and how it can hopefully someone can learn from it. So I'm really excited.
Coming to share the knowledge and help people, that's super important. I really appreciate that, Emma. It's really great. And so this is your first, let's say, active, but in Star I'm sure you were kind of active as well, booth-wise. But would you mind sharing with us what's your talk titled? What is it about?
Yeah.
I know it's not out there yet, so not to spoil it too much, like the trailer, give us some taste of it.
Yeah, so it's called Brewing Better Technologies, and it's how blending AI with human testers to create a seamless user experience. So I am comparing AI to coffee machines and humans to the baristas. So it ties back into Seattle. I tried to make it the theme of where we were going to be. So Seattle's the city of coffee, so it has some relation to that.
It's funny because we just had some other analogies that came out from baristas and making the coffee, AI coffee and things like that give more time for the baristas. But yeah, could you give us a little bit, like, don't spoil it, don't spill the whole beans, but some insights. What is going to be happening in your talk?
Yeah, so like AI, coffee machines are reliable, they're fast, they're efficient. You can make 30 cups of coffee with the machine and it's not going to get tired like human testers do. So you can really scale it. But with human testers, AI doesn't have the ability to be creative, empathetic, and have the intuition. So that's where kind of together you need both to make the user experience great. I mean, I know when I get my coffee, it's always fun when they write your name on the cup and give you a smile when you're there. So the machine alone can't really do that. So I'm kind of just highlighting how to blend them together, and then towards the end, I'm going to go over some key takeaways and best practices on how you can implement that and go over that as well. So
it's really interesting, and you make me smile a little bit because we were talking about some of those things that we used to like from this barista experience that at least in probably with your last name as well, never ever got my name right on those cups, and I was Andrew and all sorts of different variations. Not that I have an easy name for English speaking, but I kind of understand. But even like, have you ever gotten like a peculiar name on your cup?
yeah, I mean, Emma always turns to Emily on coffee cups, but yeah, sometimes that does happen, but it's just a personal touch regardless of the name. I feel like they always write like have a good day or a smiley face. So yeah, that's kind of just highlighting on like the human touch is pretty important. And
Why do you think it's so important to keep that part of the recipe in
yeah.
our work now?
So I think one of the reasons it's important is because AI is a machine. I mean, I use ChatGPT like everyone else and AI tools, and just sometimes you notice like the errors there that humans really can like fill in the gaps because um, we have lived things like ChatGPT hasn't lived certain things or doesn't know like cultural norms and just it's not empathetic. So I just think humans really still need to be in the process.
Why do you think that even as AI has all this presence and fame of the amazingness of things that it can do, you are kind of sounding like, yeah, but it's gonna have mistakes.
Yeah.
Why do you say like it? Yes.
I don't think it always makes it definitely can help like if you get stuck on something. I know sometimes if I'm like writing an email or just thinking of something and I can't quite like start it, AI can kind of be a good tool to start it, but then always like it's sometimes a little off, like it'll say something a little crazy or inaccurate that you kind of do need to prompt it and be like, no, I was actually looking towards this. Like I think yesterday I used it and was like, what's fun to do in Seattle? And then it'll obviously give you tons and tons of options, but then you have to be like, I'm in this area, not in.
I cannot walk that far.
Yeah, I can't walk that far. I don't have a car here. So just like having to prompt it, I just think is more important than ever, just because as it gets smarter, it's giving you more information, and just to kind of filter it out, it needs to be prompted.
It gives you exactly the information that you are asking for, and I think it's in the other way as well that you are the one that has to be careful with what information
Yes.
or how do you ask for it, right?
Definitely.
It's gonna follow the what's the prompt or the recipe for what you're asking, as you said. Seattle stuff, sure. Here's all the things. Oh, sorry, yeah, I have these limitations, and even some interesting prompts like just thought like handicapped people that, or I'm on a bicycle, where's like a good bicycle
Yeah.
lane. All those.
Or times you have to go, like since we're at a conference, like the time constraints, it could be a museum and it closes at 5, but we're still here. So just making it known of like more information is, I feel like I'm constantly having to give it more prompts to finally get to what I want. I mean, it definitely is super helpful and it'll get there, but you need to prompt it a little.
Until like what's the other product, the mind reading one?
Oh, yes.
Until that one is ready, I think we still have to bring out our prompts better because it's not reading our minds. It cannot like intuitively figure out. Probably it will eventually, because I have seen some models that start to quote unquote know you as a
Yes.
person, and they start to say, okay, I already know that Emma is at AICon, that she's going to be busy these days, and that probably she's asking for this, and that. But still, it will be guessing. As much as it knows us and as it doesn't read our thoughts yet, I really hope that we don't get there. It will require some context, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And in all this perspective of you have the QA perspective. I'm going to get into that in a moment. What made you kind of start to think of AI and these applications and these situations that you're going to be talking in your talk? What brought you to that situation?
So the reason I chose my topic was because when we were at Star West, some of the speeches that stuck out to me were the ones that were like Disney focused a little, or kind of that tied
What do
into
you
where we were.
mean Disney focused?
So some of I believe there was one that it compared crowd testing or QA with something to do with Disney princesses, and it just stuck out to me because we were at Disneyland. So when I started thinking about my talk, I wanted it to have something to do with Seattle. So then I did the AI with coffee machine. I kind of was just thinking like what's in Seattle that I could compare to AI, and it could be like a relevant analogy. So then that led me to the AI with coffee machines and humans to baristas. And I just think AI is such a topic that you could talk like endlessly about, or it's always changing. I mean, even since I probably wrote and thought of some of my ideas, like I've had to tweak them because since October, it's even like, or December, it's come such a long way. So that's kind of what led me to my talk idea.
So many changes, and yes, I understand like the theme, trying to keep the talk with the theme, the location, make it special. Especially, there are some locals here that probably will appreciate some references for the local culture. To call
I
it
did
that
find
way.
out it's also the city of flowers, so I could have done some, but I don't know if flowers would have translated as well as coffee machine. So
Yeah, I cannot think of
no,
analogies. I mean, give me some time and
yeah,
some coffee to push things out, and maybe. But I didn't know the flower thing.
yeah. I found
That's
that out when I got here. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
I have some locals that I was staying with in the weekend, and no one mentioned flowers, so we're gonna have a word. But so Emma, as well, on that, that's on the selection of the topic. What has been your exposure and adventures using AI lately in QA or
Yeah.
professional matters?
So with Test.io that I work with, we used the AI and AI infused applications, so we can like plug it into the existing tech stack and let it like be an autonomous agent, which I just think is pretty cool. That it can now like write code, generate test cases, even submit like requests for review. I think it's just really cool how far it's come just in QA and how it can take a lot of the like the hard legwork that testers are having to scale, and then they can take some of the load off themselves and really focus on what they're excited probably about, and that's like developing new projects and more stuff that they can like independently own, and that way some of the manual stuff can be just automated. So
It's a great set of experiences
yeah,
that probably you're. I mean, at Test.io, as far as I understand or remember, the embracement of AI is like huge, right? And it's even if you don't want to, I think it's something that we will start to experience, like embracing AI, start to be.
yeah. I mean, even if in my own life, I think I turn to ChatGPT more than sometimes even more than Google now. Just being like, what should I? Because it can even make like a timeline for you. I mean, I love a schedule, so it can make like a schedule for you, or it can do a lot of this stuff that I think is just tasks that just can make simplifying work. So if I have like a task list for the day, sometimes I'll just put it in ChatGPT and I'll be like, organize this for me and make it a timeline between 9 to 5. So I think it can do some cool stuff just to just help life in general.
That's an application that I never thought of. Like, I
Time
have these
management.
tasks, please, and keep me on track. Check with
Yes.
me, like, hey, you have not been like doing this task. Where are them? Where are them? Yeah, that's a great idea. Some great applications that every person that has been here at the interview brings something new that I was like, huh. Everybody's coming with all these crazy ideas, and I'm not calling you crazy, like great ideas, but it's it's a moment where I feel like as well the sky is the limit.
Yeah.
Is super easy, especially you think about it. It's more plausible than ever than what you thought. That big idea that you were cooking in your mind is like, ChatGPT, could you help me on this,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah. Any uh, any other uses in your work and applications that you have been having that you think is interesting?
Yeah.
The scheduling is great. Great
Yeah,
tip.
scheduling or just I know like at Test.io, it's definitely just becoming more. I feel like of AI like every day, just more and more people are talking about it, and it's super exciting like where it's gonna go, and I'm excited to see. I just even from like just when it was just an LLM, like we were just chatting with it on like I just feel like even like a couple years ago we'd have to go to ChatGPT.com or you'd have to go to like an external tool, and now it's just always there, and it can be plugged into tools, and I think that's something that's really neat, and it's going to just continue. And then yeah, I still do think that it does need the human, I guess, giving it a reality check, because just sometimes it isn't accurate, and it just needs to be prompted sometimes a little more than, and that's I'm sure going to change with time too. It's going to get smarter, and but I do think the human involvement is really important.
That's an interesting, how to call it, ponderation, because will human intelligence ever be out of the loop with AI interactions, the need for it? Because right now we are all saying like, yeah, critical thinking and all
Yeah.
this, two set of real eyes checking over. Do you think we will ever get to a point where it's like, nah, we trust fully, completely this kind of thing?
I hope not, just because I do think that it's never really gonna gain full empathy, just because like it doesn't live day to day. So that's the only thing I don't know if we can ever teach it, but I could so be wrong because it's come
Probably we
so long.
could.
Yeah. As the more I think about it, I guess you could say a prompt that would give it empathy. If which is kind of interesting. Now I want to try that. But yeah, I do think that like it might always need a little bit of the human insight, just because I mean you can put something in ChatGPT and it can just sound a little off, or I know we've all gotten emails where we're like, a human didn't write that, or it has the ChatGPT like dash line.
You usually don't sound this fancy.
Yes.
What's wrong with
So like sometimes I think the wording is a little off on ChatGPT, but or just an AI agent. But I think it's going to just continue to grow, and you're probably right. It could gain the human aspect.
No, I have seen some that I was reading some interactions of a person that was very much into holistic energies and life of purpose and things. And ChatGPT was replying as, I mean, I could swear it had like a peace love sign and a peace and love long hair, like super hippie tone. And I was like, I didn't know ChatGPT could reply like that.
Yeah.
Sounds even trippy. I don't know how to say it. But it's something that we are going to be moving towards, and that most probably the market is already kind of looking forward to some of these things. And if I understand well, you're also like having a pulse on the market and having to check. What do you see out there that organizations are asking for or that they need?
Yeah. I think a lot of organizations just want, like I kind of mentioned, the stuff that could be automated, and the workload that it could take like a lot of time, that AI could probably do it more efficiently, and then be able to, like, AI doesn't get tired, AI doesn't have to work a certain amount of hours, so just making those things more automated, and then that way their teams can focus on like new redesigns or things that they want to use like creativity on, and so that can free up some time. So I think that's like a big thing, is just automating the things that they can automate, and then the rest can be just done the better use of their time. And
Like seeing it from the EPAM and Test.io perspective, are those like the biggest requests from customers, or what they are looking for the most? And I think more in the QA realm.
yeah, I think that's a big one. I think, like I mentioned, just automating what they can automate, and then I mean, Test.io it's a crowd testing part of EPAM, so it's definitely, they want the real feedback on real users and real devices. Like that's Test.io's kind of bread and butter, is providing from the crowd real feedback that they can then take action with it. So it would give, like, if you needed 30 testers in a certain area on an iPhone 7, the crowd could provide that and then get you feedback that you could take to your team. So I think obviously from the Test.io side, we see a lot of that, but I just think in the bigger realm, people just want to use their time efficiently and get the most done. So automating takes a big part of that for them away, of the pain.
How does this automation work with crowd testing or crowd? Because that's the point of crowd, having people, real people,
Yeah.
everywhere. So, what's the secret now? What are things? What are people gonna do with crowd testing or crowd activities, and AI taking over, like replacing the people? It's like you have AI spread all over the place.
Well, that's the part I think is cool with the real people, because AI can't really take that away, because you need certain, like AI isn't in a certain geography, AI doesn't have accessibility needs, so I think that's something that won't go away, and that's what's really cool about our crowd, is it's from real users that you can like relate to, and that your potential customers could be. So I don't think that's going to go away just yet, but I think AI could automate it and take some of the tasks away that could be tedious for companies to, like the other kinds of testing needs they have, or if they have to run like performance tests or just generate code. I think that's where AI can shine, because you can prompt it there, and then it can even double check your work if you're having code, or coding needs and stuff like that. So I think that's a cool part of it. But I think you will always need real users because that's where you're going to get to see your customer experience and everything shine. So
It's some of the activities that you always wonder, like, is it really what make the mental exercise, like what truly AI cannot take over? And you got me the crowd testing. There has to be some tasks that are easier for crowd activities, not only testing. But I cannot think of a way that 100% like you can have all the iterations, all the permutations, but a silly random person may think on something that AI didn't, and like, oh,
or a different scenario within testing that like if you needed a certain case that you wouldn't have expected it run through, like a real user could kind of find that, whereas AI, if it wasn't prompted, it could miss that whole testing need and you wouldn't even test that part of it. So, or sometimes it could, just from the results of it, it doesn't, like real humans could be clicking if you're doing like a UX usability test and people are clicking button A and they keep clicking it, but they're clicking it because it's annoying and they're, or ChatGPT would be like, or AI could be like, that's the issue, but it could totally miss it. So that's just kind of an example where I think that it couldn't really take over because it doesn't know if the user's frustrated or there's just a bunch of factors there that I don't think it would know.
yeah, it's gonna be difficult. But even though most of the things that you were mentioning, and even one of the cool use cases or test cases is to give the app or the device to a baby or an old person. In crowd testing, I have heard that it works wonders because we already have our ways of IT people and we know the straight. But someone that doesn't know will be just wandering and clicking like crazy. But prompt, hey, ChatGPT, test this app, play with it as if you were 5.
Yeah.
And there are some things that I'm like, I mean, the manually using it and I don't know, some rough environments that cannot be simulated, like, the child threw it on the toilet, the device survived. That's one that I like. Try it, AI, try it, I dare you. I don't, if it ever eventually get arms and appendixes, it's going to be another history, but we hope not. Elon Musk's robots, stay away, please. Emma, now wrapping up a little bit, we are almost out of time and talking about all these possibilities, and thank you for these thought exercises of where can AI not get into, like where is it, like probably cooking, that's one, like I don't know, does it stay, AI won't be able to say that. Those are the things that, and crowd testing, of course.
Yeah.
I still feel we are safe there, hopefully. I don't know. Do you have any last words for the audience to be prepared, ready, or that should we wisen up?
I don't know if I have any questions, but just thank you for the time. And this was super, super interesting. And I really appreciate the questions you've asked. And it kind of made me think a little more. So that was super exciting. And I'm super excited to see where AI goes and where humans are still needed. Because I personally think they will be needed for a little bit of time more. I don't know. You did bring up that eventually they might learn empathy, so then we're in trouble.
Yeah. Get out of the cooking classes, AI, and I don't know. But thank you very much as well for these perspectives. Last question, if people want to get in touch with you, follow up with what you're doing, or any other new AI news, where can people find you?
Yeah, on LinkedIn, it's Emma Pyne, and then my email is emma_pyne@epam.com if anyone wants to get in touch, but LinkedIn's probably the best way. But yeah, thank you so much.
No, it has been a pleasure, Emma. Thank you very much for the perspectives. Everybody, get in touch with Emma if you want to find out more about what EPAM, Test.io, or herself are doing. Get in touch, add her here. You got her email. We'll try to add all of that to the episode notes. And Emma, thank you very much for coming.
You.
It has been such a pleasure. And there you have it, Emma, one of the awesome presenters. We missed to get some information on how you prepared for the first time that you gave a talk. It was AI, but okay. Ask AI, how do you prepare for your first AI talk? So,
I'll have to do that later.
haven't you? Oh. No. But again, Emma, thank you very much. And everybody, stay tuned because there are going to be more adventures here. We're going to have more awesome presenters, thought leaders, and people that are trying to figure out where AI breaks, aches, and get some issues. It has so many and crazy ways of using it. So stay tuned. This is not over yet. We have, I think, 2 more interviews for the rest of the day. By the end of the day, we're going to do the passport run. So stay tuned. We're going to try to get stamps as fast as possible and get a prize. So we'll see you later in a moment. We'll get the next interview. Again, Emma, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And everybody, stay tuned and we'll see you in a minute. Adios. Adios, Emma.
Adios.
Thank you. Bye-bye. And